The video brought to you today is a boss battle, where the Nocturnal Elf takes on the second guarding boss in the game, the Fallen Guard. The difficulty level of this boss is moderate. When it attacks, its output isn't extremely high, but there's a probability for it to obtain the evasion buff and the chaos buff. When it's in the defensive phase, it will deal a certain amount of reflected damage to the hero and can reduce the damage taken through the chaos buff. Next, let's test the strength of the hero and the boss through a direct battle. In the first offensive, my attack value was 11 points. Here, we can see the characteristics of the boss's defense skill. According to the result of the defense roll, in this defense, the boss reduced the damage by 1 point and dealt 2 points of reflected damage to me. It's the boss's turn to attack. With the Nature Tenet skill, it deals 8 points of damage, which is fairly standard. I had bad luck with my defense and endured all of the damage. Notice here that the boss has obtained 2 chaos buffs, and we'll see their use later. This time, I chose to use the Thundershot skill. According to the boss's defense roll, it should have reduced the damage by 1 point. However, it used 2 chaos buffs, reducing the damage by a total of 3 points. The boss's damage is almost the same as in the previous round. My defense skill roll wasn't ideal either. Fortunately, the evasion buff was successfully used, and this defense was a close call but without any real danger. Although my new attack applied the entanglement buff to the boss, reducing 1 chance of rolling during its attack phase, the boss still successfully activated the Firefly spell skill. This skill not only enabled it to obtain the chaos buff again but also an additional evasion buff. If possible, of course, we should remove the boss's evasion buff as soon as possible. The subsequent attacks have indeed depleted the boss's health to some extent. However, the multiple instances of reflected damage from the boss have also caused me to accumulate a significant amount of harm. Judging from the current situation, it's really hard to predict who will win or lose. Before I could even finish speaking, I failed to activate the damage reduction effect in my defense skill once again. My health points are now less than 20, and the situation is looking rather precarious. During the offensive phase, since I rolled 3 sixes, I plan to modify and activate the Deadshot skill. Its multiple negative buffs are very likely to cause the boss's attack in the next round to fail. It's a pity that the combination of the entanglement buff and the blindness buff failed to make the boss's attack unsuccessful. In the end, it was still thanks to the evasion buff that I managed to dodge the damage once again. After another attack, I'm left with only 12 hit points, which is already within the danger zone. So, I've decided to use a health potion to regain some health. By the way, the health potion can only be used during the non-rolling phase of one's own turn. Additionally, when fighting against a boss, each health potion can restore 6 hit points, while in other battles, it can only restore 3 hit points. On this side, another round of the battle has passed. The boss has actually accumulated 6 chaos buffs. My attack this time is surely going to be in vain. Here, the boss's attack has reduced my health points back to 12 again, and it has also obtained the evasion buff. Fortunately, I was lucky enough to get the transfer card and stole the boss's evasion buff. After a moment of thought, I still decided to directly use the Thunder Shot skill. After all, it can ensure that I obtain an evasion buff. When my health value is very low, a buff that provides complete damage immunity often plays an important role. Sure enough, the evasion buff immediately allowed me to perfectly avoid taking damage once. I got a card that increases my health by 3 points at the critical moment. That's so cool. Activating the Blind Arrow skill with the card in hand allows me to obtain an evasion buff and also impose blindness on the boss. It's a great choice that combines both offense and defense. Before the boss attacks, I need to remove the targeted buff on myself first. This is equivalent to taking 2 fewer points of damage each time I'm attacked, and it's really crucial right now. The evasion buff once again played a decisive role. I managed to dodge the boss's damage for 2 consecutive rounds. Cool. I've activated the Blind Arrow skill again. I have a feeling that the outcome of this battle seems to have been decided. "9 points against 6 points, it's really exciting, but I don't think the boss can deal 10 points of damage to me in one go. I'm pretty sure I've got this win in the bag." The boss indeed rolled out a skill that dealt as high as 10 points of damage, and my evasion buff wasn't successfully used. But it doesn't matter. What really gives me confidence is this damage immunity card in my hand that can nullify up to 6 points of damage. The boss's damage is destined not to exceed 9 points. Now, any undefendable skill can perfectly bring this battle to an end. Victory will ultimately belong to the fearless warrior. See you all in the next episode.